Learning to fly. One morning at breakfast, Mom set a new box of cereal on the table. On the box was a picture of a boy. He was wearing a cape and flying. I filled my bowl and started to eat. It was nice and sugary. I stared at the boy in the picture as I ate. Perhaps it was the sugar talking to me, but I seemed to hear, "Eat this and you also can fly." So I asked Mom to fashion a cape for me. She did and went to the back room to do something else. Perfect. I would surprise her later when she saw me flying around the room. For now I could practice in secret. Climbing onto my chair, I stretched out my arms as the cereal box boy was doing and jumped with all my might into the air. Boy, was I ever let down. The one-armed man. They say that one picture is worth 1,000 words. Dad would often take advantage of this saying to teach us a lesson. One time, Dad and I were riding somewhere in a work buddy's car. His friend was driving only with his right arm as he was missing his left arm below the elbow. He had the stub of the left arm up, resting on the window ledge. I was in the back seat staring at the man's partly missing arm. Dad noticed and turned to me and said, "Don't ever stick your arm out of the window when the car is moving." Then he nodded toward his friend. I got the message. Many times since then, I would put my elbow on the window ledge and then draw it back quickly as I remembered the one-armed man. Red pop, orange pop, purple, and brown pop. We were discovering many wonderful things about this new place called Florida. Soda pop was one of those new discoveries. We didn't have it in Indiana, or at least so I thought. Another one of Dad's new friends from work introduced it to us. He came to our trailer one evening for dinner. When he arrived, he said I should call him Uncle Harry. I already had a great Uncle Harry back in Mitchell. Why would I want another one? Then, surprise, he came bearing gifts. He set on the table a carton holding 6 bottles of soda pop, red, orange, purple, and brown. The sun in the western sky was streaming through the window, and it lit up the glorious bottles like a bright rainbow. Yes, I did need another Uncle Harry. The taste of the pop was heavenly. The bubbles were marvelous. Nothing had tasted that good since the circus peanut. You can read about that in last week's episodes. Fort Lauderdale. Our wanderings through the Sunshine State took us farther and farther south until we reached a place we could call home, Fort Lauderdale. Dad found a good job, a house at 1600 Southwest 9th Street, and as always was his priority, a church. Oh yes, and schools. At the end of the school year, Dad sent Mom and me on a train back to the Hoosier State to pick up the rest of the family, and then back again on the train. It's funny that I have such vivid memories of other less significant events, but nothing in my memory bank about the long train trip. I wonder if somebody might have given me a whiff of ether now and then to keep me from pestering the conductor with, "When will we be there?" Pink stucco. What a contrast moving from a 2-story pre-Civil War brick farmhouse in the country near a small town into a small pink stucco house with a flat roof in a big city. We didn't have a creek or barn to play in, but we did have a high school football field track right across the street. And a little past the track was Rattlesnake Swamp. And just past that vicious colony of snakes was a canal full of man-eating alligators, though I admit I never actually saw one. One of the biggest part of my time was taken up with the large sand lot right next to our house. There were lots of things to do and put our imaginations to good use. Alligators. Dad took us to see a Seminole alligator wrestler. And again, I admit I never actually saw one roaming the streets looking for a 5-year-old boy to eat. My brain told me they were a real and present danger. At night, I slept in the fetal position, afraid that one of these monsters would find my bed and bite off my feet. Eventually, after counting my feet each morning, I was emboldened to stretch my legs out a little bit, and the next night a little bit more, and so on until I found complete deliverance. This one has a nice smile, but a terrible overbite. Hope to see you next Saturday for number 8 in my adventures.